Back for another season of storytelling, Tea and Tales returns to the Guelph Enabling Garden at Riverside Park. Guelph Live stopped by a recent session to learn more.
Everyone needs to fall and drown. You gotta keep playing till the song is done. Nobody knows exactly where or when. It stops until you reach the end.
This was the first morning of Tea and Tales for 2018. It's our 11th season, and the last count we did, we had something like 130 people in attendance, which is unheard of before. One of our tellers from the very first time recalls telling to 3 people. But it was wonderful. We had the very talented Tannis, Slimmon, and Lewis out here playing, and I got to tell a couple of tales too, and people just had a wonderful time. They had their free coffee from Planet Bean, and I think people enjoyed themselves. Some of them said they might even come back again.
This is not your first visit to Tea and Tales. Tell me why you and Lewis enjoy coming back.
It's an idyllic setting. I love this garden. I love being by the river. I love Brian Holstein, who keeps asking me if I wanted to come on a Friday morning. It's such a beautiful event because people come out, they listen intently. They're like flowers in the garden.
Now, songwriting is storytelling. So it does make sense that you're here. Tell me a little bit about that experience and what makes this a little bit different than a concert.
Well, I love the fact that you can embellish your introductions. Usually I introduce a song and try to be, as brief as possible because, people are there for the music, although they do like to know a bit about the song ahead of time. But here, because everyone's here for storytelling, you can talk a little bit more and expound on the thoughts behind the song, the stories behind the songs. And I really enjoy that. I feel like I'm enabled.
And I had mentioned that to Brian, like when you look out at the people that are here, they really are actively listening. They're engaged.
Absolutely. They sing along as well. So they're listening enough to know the words and join in, and it's a beautiful thing. It's a really nice combination, the storytelling and the music. I think they've come up with a great formula here. And I think Brian has done a great job, and I just want to thank him for involving musicians in this magic.
When you're selecting the storytellers that come, how do you determine who's coming and what kind of variety are you looking for?
Well, we usually have some standbys, a few standbys. We have some of our own tellers from the Guild. We have Saya Van Geest, Bev Matson, Michael Doherty, and Jenny Kaspura. We also have other people who have told many, many times. Donna McCaw from Elora, and people like James Gordon has been so nice to us in coming out, and Tannis is back after several years. Another big attraction every year is Jan Sherman. She comes and she just fills this space up, both with people and then with her words and her music. We have a wonderful time. Doug Larson, Mr. Guelph Guitar, he comes along. This year, I've actually had people ask, can they tell? This is amazing. I didn't have to herd cats. So we have Paul and Judy Caulfield coming from Brampton. We have Mary Baldessara from Kitchener. We have a new teller, Kate Taylor from Kitchener. Sarah Abishara from Brampton is coming along. Oh, another person who's coming back this year after years and years and years away from the Storytelling Guild is Marianne Bailey. She tells a wonderful, wonderful story. In 2 weeks' time, thank goodness it's Hillside, because a teller from Toronto is coming to Hillside, and she thought, what the heck? So Lynn Torrey will be coming along to tell that day.
Why do you suppose this has become so popular?
Well, look around you. Look at the setting. I think people like the people that we've chosen to tell. They like the stories we tell. They probably like the free coffee, and it's free. I always talk about stories for adults because sometimes the bottom line, the end line, isn't said, and it's formulated in their own minds. And if you've got 130 people here, you've probably got 130 slightly different versions of the way that story ends. So yeah, it's wonderful to look out and see the intentness of them listening to me.
If people want more information about Tea and Tales, where can they find that?
Well, we do have a Facebook page, Guelph Guild of Storytellers, and you can find me on Facebook also, or you can contact me by email, and we can tell you more about it.